What up, what up, what up? Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Yak Chicago's finest. It's Friday evening, baby. Let's get it crunk. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Here they come, that's the Chi-Town boys, that's the OG block boys, making that noise. They don't want no problem, just all about their business. If you wanna start the drama, they can't wait to finish. Baby mama tripping, ain't trying to get your case. I'm dealing with this tension, now this crown is in my face. You didn't pay attention, man, I told you from the gates. Now I'm in the chair, getting them teeth replaced. No straight about the shot. Dixmoor, Harvey, Mudfield, throwing Wildcats, Parks, Garvey. Southside of the shot, you better ask somebody. Man, we keep it cracking, cowards running for the lobby. This here it ain't a hobby, hotter than wasabi. Legend is an original, these dudes is all copy. Style is just sloppy, looks is all poppy. There you little tight jean raps, try to stop me. Boy, pay your respect when you walk up on the bed. Comb your head up like a pumpkin, have you shaking like Tourette. We the Yankees on the mix. Ready, place your bets. New team trapping in your city, bro. Next. Brand new but old school.
Super hard.
So cool.
Trip. Won't folks approach you. Haters that will poke you. But somebody should have coached you.
That's the OG block boys, making that noise. They don't want no problem, just all about their business. If you wanna start the drama, they can't wait to finish.
Baby mama tripping, they trying to get your case. Now this clown is in my face. Man, I told you from the break. Now him in the chair, getting them teeth replaced, no play. You said crack, east side by the mall. But working on tracks, collecting them, breaking it back. Fact, I'm a legend in the streets, you best to ask.
I'm going back in like a whirlwind pyramid. Everybody partying, everybody feeling it. Hands up high, let me know what they're feeling it. Try to stand on the wall, and it all has gone too far. Never fall, with all hands on, never fall. Praise God for it up, raise your cup when the rap boy tripping it.
Whoa.
Hold on, wait a minute, baby bro. You ain't gotta kill them yet, cause they already know. This is 35th and State, Chi-Town, yeah, cool. Did it move, church maniac, yak is in the dough. From Chi-Town to Cali, back to Baltimore, Canada, Lil Rock, down to N.O.
Rap's headliner always still in the show. Whoever thinks they want it, press record and go, no play. Press record and go. What up, what up?
They don't want no problem, just all about their business. If you wanna start the drama, they can't wait to finish. Baby mama tripping, ain't trying to get your kiss. I'm dealing with this tension, now this crown is in my face. You didn't pay attention, man, I told you from the gates. Now I'm in the chair, getting them teeth replaced, no play.
I'm back. Whoa, what up, people? What it do, man? What it do?
Yes, you. Why don't you own
Tap this up over here. Man, what's going on, folks, man? Like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, Chicago's finest. Excuse me. Man, just wanted to tap in with the people for a minute, man. And, you know, everybody probably heard by now we lost another one of them young rappers. You know what I mean? The little shorty down there in Louisiana, man, Jada Youngster. Man, the question is, man, which one of these rappers is going to be next? You know? It's like, man, it seems as though none of them is learning how to how to move around as a young black man, let alone an artist with a little buzz. Because in 2022, man, it's like if you walking around stunting, on top of you still trying to do street stuff in the process, you got to move a little different, man. You see the youngster, man. He had all kind of bling on his neck, bling on his wrist, big boy whip, $66,000 car sitting outside the house, but you have no security, proper security, not your homeboys that's sitting out there with a dirty strap. Security to protect you and your family. Y'all ride around in these vehicles, a $60,000 vehicle, where you could have put another $7,000 or $10,000 in you to have bulletproof windows. These ain't the type of thoughts that roll through their head, man. Rain, what up? You know, so it's like, man, we need to ask ourselves who gonna be next, because you can probably break it down on one hand. Who's the likely next victim? Because you see the way they move, and they promote it and let you know the way they move it daily on these YouTube and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, that young boy he had put himself in a position where he almost had to keep carrying it the way he was carrying it. You know, they had just tried to kill his kid the week before. His daddy already had got shot in the ass the weekend before. Then your daddy gets shot again, so you already knew they was trying to kill you. But instead of moving correctly, protecting yourself correctly, and trying to protect your family correctly, you just kept doing the same thing. So, man, what's it? Which rapper next? You know, which one up next? Only one right now that seems as though to be moving as far as security-wise safely is Dirk and Lil Baby. Other than that, most of these cats is moving reckless, but the reckless part about Dirk and Lil Baby, they dangling that Rico over top of their head right now. So, you know what I mean? It's like, man, these hip-hop artists or these drill rappers, they need to start, man, taking some advice from these older cats, taking some advice from the older rappers. Man, it's everybody ain't been what no chumps, and they still made it and didn't get killed in the process trying to chase a bag. And it's like, man, that's a dangerous profession right now, especially when you still you active in the streets, you still selling drugs, you still drilling, you still going sliding, you still being a stepper, but you showing your face and your location daily. You asking for hell or jail. You know what I mean? You asking for hell or jail, because that's basically, man, that drill music is devil music, man. And I'm a hip hop historian. I'm a hip hop lover. That was my first love, but I can't stand hip hop now. The position hip hop is in right now, on one hand, you love it because it's giving opportunities for you to change your conditions of your life, your family's life, your kids' life, and your close associates / friends. But most of them not even doing that. Most of them is big boying it out, stunting out, getting everything you can that just costs money, which is making your homeboys / your brothers more envious. You got them around thinking they protecting you, but a lot of them cats is putting these people on you because you ain't carrying it like you said you was before you blew up, you know? So it's like, man, who's going to be next? Like, seriously, who's going to be next, man? It's not hard to figure out. It's a handful of them that, you know what I mean, that's man, putting themselves in a position, man, to get knocked off the same type of way this cat did, man. And it's like, man, the police know who did this. The whole town know who did it. It's a matter of, is he going to die in the streets first to see if Jada Youngster homeboys really his homeboys, or if he going to go to prison? It's one of the two, because it's going to happen. You know what I mean? They already this case could be solved today if they really wanted to go and put it out there. But it's from what everybody's saying, Jada Youngster hands was in a little shit in the street, so it ain't just go snatch these dudes up and call it a night. You know what I mean? El Blue, what it do, fam? How y'all doing? Man, so it's like, man, need to start figuring out, man. Take a bet on it right now. Which one of these rappers is next, and how soon will it happen? You know what I mean? Because it's set up. It's set up for the cycle to continue, man. Because ain't none of them doing nothing to change how they moving. Ain't none of them doing nothing to change how they thinking. Man, you keep antagonizing and disrespecting dead, you're probably gonna wind up in the same situation. We would hope not, but history says if you continue to talk about death and bringing death to your front door, you know what I mean? You're gonna come to your demise is not far off. You know, that's just being real, man. And it's sad to keep seeing how these kids is going, man. They not making it to 25. You know what I mean? They're that shit cat like me, man. You're old head. You don't know what you're talking about, man. But I done all my dirt. I knew how to move, and I knew how not to be so vile where it was mandatory for me to die. You know, some of these old heads know what the hell he's talking about. Some of these old heads can tell you how to move yourself around with you. Ain't that don't make you no sucker learning how to protect you and your family. The way things are going, it can be any one of them. Exactly, man. It's like, man, it's a death. You got a death wish being a rapper right now because all of them refuse to speak on anything other than dissing the next one. You know what I mean? Talking about the next one's dead ops. They talking about their family, talking about their, you know what I mean, their loved ones. It's like, man, I saw I don't know if people know OG Percy. They raised by video game, man. Video games. I've been saying OG Percy and Charleston White. Now Charleston White be going on talking about how much he hate rappers for all the killing the dead and all that. But now he talking about Percy's brother that just recently got killed. Now Percy ready to crash out on this dude. Now these cats my age, you know what I mean? So it's like, but Charleston White clickbaiting right now. That's the way to go. It goes to show you that you could, as long as you get out here and get the talking all that reckless stuff, your views is gonna keep climbing. They just gonna climb and climb and climb. And it's like, man, I'm tired of seeing it. You know what I mean? Personally, I don't even like talking about it for real. Hate even having to keep reporting these situations, but it's like it's so many of them. It continuously happens. That's pretty much all you got to report on. Blue, all they know is shoot. Exactly, shoot. None of them have enough. You can't. None of them go fight anything. You know what I mean? They're not gonna fight, and if they did fight, they can't take an ass whooping a la King Von. You know what I mean? You get to put your hands on one of them, and you punishing them. They coming out blasting. They're coming out straight up blasting. No, none of these so-called young men have enough umph in them to take an ass whooping, keep it moving, and come back and square up again tomorrow if you ain't win today. You know what I mean? That's how I was taught, man. You whoop me tomorrow, that don't mean I'm gonna be no punk for you to, you know what I mean, the next day. We can try it again. That's the era I come from, but all they know is shoot. You know what I mean? Like, man, how can the mindset be on just death all the time? It's like all they think about is death. All they talk about is death. And it's like, man, they bring it to their front doors. You know what I mean? It's like, man, it's starting to. I'm banning listening to these young cats. They get no play in my vehicle. They get no play on my radio station. None of that. It's like, man, it's devil music, man. And our parents were saying it was devil music back then, just from hearing NWA. Now you can imagine what the elders is talking about this shit now. You know what I mean? Our parents was talking about Public Enemy and shit was devil music. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. This is real devil music. They warned us that those video games would make them desensitized to death and violence. They've been saying it. They definitely was saying it a long time ago. But man, what's the one shoot 'em up game? Call of Duty man, all in what's the one? They had the prostitute houses, you shooting them in the car, running them over with the cars, Grand Theft Auto. That shit is like, man, it hypnotized these kids, man. They stayed on them games 24/7. The problem is they don't even know how to deal with people outside. Our thing was, that's why I can get on here and tell so many stories, because we was always outside. We was always doing something. You know what I mean? We was always outside, moving around, creating activities. These kids, generation under us, and in this generation, all they did was sit in the house on the game with their face locked to the screen. That's all they know. And that man, they don't even know how to communicate or deal with another person face to face. You know what I mean? Because everything is send a tweet, send them a message. You know what I mean? It's like, man, they don't even know how to communicate. You come to somebody face to face, and it's like, man, when they come face to face, all they know is, man, lay their ass down. That's all they know, because that's all they've been seeing. That's all that's been promoted to these shorties, and ain't none of them got it yet. Damn, hold on, is this shit really worth it? Nothing. And they promote it more. You say Julio, Fulio, and all them, they on the internet right now talking about this kid antagonizing his family. Psychologists and the experts said this would be the outcome. Sad part is that's totally true. You know what I mean? That's totally true. And it's like, man, when I was coming up doing this music, man, it wasn't, the worst you had to do was worry about was fighting in a club. You know what I mean? You might, because egos, it's a competitive sport already. You know what I mean? Rapping already a competitive face-to-face. You know what I mean? So that already bring your adrenaline up. But then when you talking about kill your mother, kill your kids, fuck your dead homie, that man, that energy changes, man. It's I want to do something to you bad when I see you. And that's like, man, one arm over 30, exactly, man. If they hit 25, they're lucky. If they hit 25, they're lucky. And it's like, man, I didn't even start living for real until I was after 25. So they ain't even experienced no life yet. You know what I mean? Shit, I ain't really started understanding life till shit, I was at least 30. You know what I mean? The women might catch it a little before the men. But man, until I was at least 30 did I start really, damn, understanding and, you know what I mean, enjoying life. It's like, man, but they not even getting to the part of enjoying this shit, man. So it's like, man, I just tapped in, man, like, damn, which one of them gonna be next, man? Cause it's like, man, all we see, man, King AK-47, he was saying, he like, they're playing Grand Theft Auto in real life, man. And you see down there in Atlanta right now, I watched the little backstory on the state's attorney, man. She's taking these gangs down. They changing these laws as soon as you're starting to publicly claim a gang now, they passing laws where they can come automatically attach you to the crimes in that area just from claiming the same gangs in your city, in your state. They're changing laws to eliminate these little dudes, and they're not even realizing it, and they're making it so easy for them to do it. They're making it so easy for them to do it, man. And I'm anti-jail, but some of these dudes deserve to be put somewhere. You know, some of the acts that they out here doing, you deserve to be dealt with in some type of form or fashion. But it's like, man, they not learning, man. And it's like, what happened to how raising your kids? Because it seems as though there's no way this generation's parents, especially these rappers, I'm talking about rappers right now, there's no way they could have actually been raised by some mothers and grandmothers with some morals to carry it openly the way they carry it. Even though I was in the streets doing what I was doing, when I came home, that shit didn't come home with me. My mother didn't condone certain stuff I did. You know what I mean? If you did some foul some foul stuff, man, my mama was checking me about it. You know that was some bullshit you did, Los. You know that was wrong. She ain't even finna sit there. So it was like, man, I still had enough respect for my parents and my grandparents where certain stuff I didn't want them to find out about. You know what I mean? It was like, man, I didn't certain stuff I did. I made it my business to make sure they didn't find out about it. Cause man, that's a black eye on your family. If you care about your family's name, if you care about how your communities looked at as your family, when your kids and your mama got to ride down the street and they got to look, they get them side eyes because you out here doing just the most raunchiest shit. Man, I cared about that. That made a difference to me. You know what I mean? That definitely made a difference to me. Exactly. They're setting the laws up like they did during the crack era. These young dudes going to end up spending the rest of their lives in prison. Yes. And then wind up getting killed while they're in there. Because just like the prison gang thing is so out of order right now. It's wild. We're in a dark time right now for our young folks, you know. And it's like, man, I'm tired of if you turn on Facebook, it's RIP. You turn on YouTube, it's RIP. It's like, man, it's daily. It's every day. If it's not somebody you know, it's somebody that you attaches yourself to entertainment wise, etc. You know what I mean? It's everywhere, every day. It's like, man, I'm fed up with it, man. It's like, man, they wiping us out. You know what I mean? They wiping us out, man. And then leaving they 19, 20 years old, already got 2-3 babies. Now you leaving these damn kids with no daddy, you know what I mean? And which is making the cycle repeat itself. The cycle is gonna continue to repeat itself. Because man, they so young and they got kids already, man. Now y'all leaving these kids growing up with a chip on their shoulders because their daddy was killed, man. They don't listen to their mothers, fathers, grandparents, etc. anymore. They listen to whatever the internet tells them to do, man. And that is sad. And it's like if you get you go down the internet, any of these channels, man, that's promoting any kind of knowledge, some common sense, man, the views are so damn low. It's like, man, it's insane. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear nothing as far as giving them some advice, giving them some advice on life. They don't want to hear it. And the scary part is this generation is way more advanced than we were, technology wise, and etc. You know what I mean? They way more advanced than we were. So if they really use if they use it constructively, man, we would catch up with China for real. If these young folks are actually they real intelligent on one hand, but they stupid as fuck on another. Another mall shooting an hour ago in Arizona. Oh man, I didn't even see that one yet, man. That's crazy. It's starting to be normal. It's starting to be too normal. It's like mall shootings, movie theaters, and school shoot. Like shit is crazy. The world is the man. These people better pick up the Bible, man. For real, they better start reading the Word, man, or something, man, and start praying, man, for real, because it definitely matters, man. Yeah, but I was just tapping in, man, and like, man, who's next? You know, like who's gonna be the next one on the Summer Jam screen, for real? That's the way they carrying it nowadays, man. And it's sad. It's definitely sad, man. So just sending prayers out to everybody, man, for real, and man, Rain and Blue, man. L Blue, I appreciate y'all tapping in. I ain't had no whole lot to chop it up about it. It was just, man, it's probably time we start not listening to these dudes on here, not giving these dudes these million views on this drill music, man. That drill music that shit need to be shut down. Cause man, that's man, it is a problem, man. And everybody rap. It used to be everybody had hoop dreams. Now everybody raps. If you are up in the house, stop by Friendly Page. Yep, I definitely will. I'm gonna check out what's going on with that. Yeah, man, but I'm just tapping in with y'all for a minute, man, and I appreciate y'all sitting back with a brother, man. I definitely do, man. But man, Rain, I definitely be over there now. I'll come check my boy out. That's my man right there. So, man, everybody have a good one, man. Stay prayed up, man. Keep still praying for these knucklehead cats, even if they ain't praying for themselves, man, because this, man, it's affecting all of us for real. Like, man, so I definitely appreciate y'all chopping in, man. And I chop it up with y'all in a minute. Man, like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. About to go check that situation out at the mall, right? Thank you for letting me know about that one. All right, man. So y'all have a good one, man. Like, subscribe, and share, folks. Stay blessed. Holla back.